Thanks for tuning into the Inside NDU podcast, where we delve into all exclusive content happening behind the scenes here at Notre Dame University Loise. Subscribe to our channel, basically not to miss on any episode, and to hear from our staff, faculty, members, and also alumni about everything that NDU has to offer. Today's episode is a double feature. Our guests are being at the forefront of creating an inclusive environment here at NDU. Our first guest is going to be giving us insights on various ways student challenges are faced and basically are being supported by the Learning Accommodation Services also here at NDU during their journey in higher education. Welcome with me, Nayla Basbous, Head of the Department of Academic Advising. Welcome to the podcast, Nayla.
Thank you.
So basically, before we start, can you let us know more about what learning the accommodation services are here, or LAS as they are known in NDU?
It's a service that we provide as part of the services that are included in the Department of Academic Advising, and especially targeting students with learning challenges, be it physical or mental challenges that they already have. So we help those students, give them a push, a type of accommodation to make them achieve and perform academically well.
So basically, when did you feel like the need arose in order to put such a service?
This service actually has been initiated long time ago. I was part of the admissions office, and then we initiated this service, seeing that so many students are facing learning challenges. So we saw that students have the right for a chance to better perform, because with some help, they could achieve.
So basically, your main goal is to help students.
Exactly, because
the
they
academic
do
journey.
achieve, they can achieve.
Of course, and everybody deserves a chance.
Exactly.
Okay, what other services you offer students today?
So depending on the challenge they are facing, be it physical, we provide physical assistance for students who cannot walk, students who cannot hear, students who cannot see well. Any physical challenge they have, we accommodate through the different offices that we have. Then the learning challenges they have, be it ADD, ADHD, dyslexia, dyspraxia. We have so many issues at hand. So each case is studied apart by itself.
Yes.
So each student, depending on the case, we provide the
right amount of
appropriate
care.
accommodation
Exactly.
for the student to be able to achieve.
Okay, what is the screening process like on your end to determine the best avenue of support for such students?
So we have an agreement with SKILD. They are here to help us.
Yes, that you're going to
They
talk
are
about later on.
professionals, so they assess, depending on the report the student submits. They have to present an assessment report on the case. So they have an interview with the skilled people, and then they assess what are the necessary accommodations needed to help them out throughout their journey at NDU.
And how can students apply? Is there a form they need to...
No, they just submit their file. They tell us, they submit their file, and then we proceed with procedures as I already told you.
So it's like the admission process. It's very easy, directly held
Exactly.
within
They
your
should mention what the case is when they apply to NDU.
Directly mention
yeah,
your
exactly.
cases.
So admissions talk to skilled people to know how to accommodate them for the exam, entrance exam, and then their file is forwarded to the SAO, in which I am part. The academic advising is part of the SAO, and then we proceed until they graduate.
What if such challenges were developed throughout the years and they weren't already
Definitely.
over...
Sometimes a student either refuses or faces a challenge later on during his academic journey, then
They can
we
still
follow the
benefit
procedure.
from...
Exactly.
Okay.
So he will have the assessment report ready, submitted, and then we move on.
You will study his file.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then... Okay. How long students benefit overall from this learning accommodation service?
As long as they need it, until they graduate.
Literally, along the path.
Literally, yes.
That's amazing. And how can you make sure that professors and instructors, basically, they are helping their students with such services while teaching?
So we do follow up with each instructor. Every semester, the student has to submit a kind of report saying that he is registered in so and so credits courses. The skilled people contact the instructors. We follow up with the instructors. The instructors follow up with us. Whenever any issue arises, they report to us, and then we deal with it depending on the
accordingly.
situation. Yes.
And what about the peers?
Peers, yeah, they do help sometimes. We have, there is a special, another program for peers. Sometimes students help on a friendly basis, and sometimes we face some difficulties of students not really accepting the fact that we have students with learning challenges or physical challenges. This is something that we face. We are trying to avoid. We are trying to set some policies that talk about bullying. We will do this. We have it in the process.
It's really important,
just
yes.
to avoid any bullying of such students.
Yes. Can you give us your personal opinion on why is it important to have such a unit or such a service in universities right now?
Definitely. This is something that is that touches my heart.
It's very delicate.
Personally, yes. Everybody deserves a chance. Everybody has capacities, capabilities. With a push, with some help, they can achieve. We need everybody to achieve. Failure at NDU is not accepted. We do help students overcome whatever difficulties they face in order to be citizens of Lebanon.
The future.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of NDU. They believe in everybody despite whoever they're
Yes,
going
this is
through.
part of the mission of NDU anyway.
Yes. Thank you, Nayla, for being with us on our podcast today.
Thank you.
Our next guest is going to be diving into a specific program that has been launched here at NDU 2 years ago. Dedicated to integrating students with learning challenges into campus experience and empowering them to live fulfilling and independent lives. Here with us to tell us about this program's inception and rapid success is Lama Badaoui, the director of the IDEAL program in collaboration with SKILD Center here at NDU. Lama, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Can we start by giving our viewers an explanation of the IDEAL program in general and whom it's for?
So the IDEAL program is a 2-year certificate program for students who have learning challenges, as you said. It's in collaboration with SKILD Center, and its main objective and goal is to help these students become more independent and productive citizens in their society.
How common is it becoming for universities and schools to have such programs?
So it's very empowering for the society to know that we have programs in higher education that encourage inclusion. And so this program is the exact example of inclusion because it motivates students, instructors, and the whole community here on campus, and it sets an example for the community outside. So the more inclusive we are, the better example we are giving to others.
Even though there has been an increase in awareness regarding inclusion, what are the next steps basically into continuing this effort?
Logically, we started at schools, raising awareness in different schools in our country, and now we are at NDU, which is really amazing to start this awareness here in higher education. And our next step is we hope to create and spread this awareness into the job market, basically, because higher education basically is where students learn to become productive citizens, find a job, and be more included in their community. So NDU is providing this platform for that to offer the next step into being productive citizens and finding jobs.
Can you tell our listeners why is it important basically to keep on empowering students with challenges?
So on that note, I'd like to say one very important thing. They are the ones who empower us, really, daily. When we have them here on campus and the way they interact with their peers, their instructors, they empower us. And the way we are impacting them is not only them personally by giving them the motivation, the courage to speak out and be more heard, the confidence that they gain in themselves, but also we are impacting their families who are seeing this individual transform and transition from a school setting, a more catered and more caring setting, to becoming more independent. So definitely it's empowering them and their families.
How can an NDU student become part of the IDEAL program?
As a peer mentor, you mean, as to support, or?
Yes, how can they be more involved in the program?
Of course. So any student at NDU can volunteer to become a peer mentor for students in the Ideal program. So this can be whether they want to volunteer if they have extra time on campus, or if they are psychology or education major students who will also benefit from this experience in their courses and in their internships, and also through the financial aid office, where students who are on work-study grant can become peer mentors in having hours under work-study grant.
Is there
fulfilled.
a specific process in order to join the
So
Ideal
they
program?
definitely have to come to the Ideal program, visit us, or send an email. We do an interview to see if they are a good fit, if they are responsible, if they are motivated, and what is the level of awareness that they have for students with difficulties.
The first cohort students, Ideal students, just graduated, not recently, basically. How did it feel to basically be on stage and just hear their name being called out?
I can't put a word to it because it was just a bunch of emotions all at once. We were, as a team, the Ideal team, we're so proud of them, of their accomplishment. We were so happy to see their faces shining on stage and to see their peers supporting them and just clapping all together for them. The faculty, all the members of the staff at NDU were also encouraging and so supportive, and it was just amazing. And their parents were the cherry on top. When you hear that this is a dream come true, this is just so fulfilling for us, and we're so happy to be able to do this here. It's very difficult to see the continuity and to see where is this going, because in our society specifically, there aren't many options, and offering this opportunity and giving this hope is just everything.
This is actually a question I wanted to ask you later on, which is, what can you tell parents basically who think that their child at some point stopped, or they just have no longer a path for them to grow or to continue their education?
So, every child is different. Every difficulty is treated in a different way. So I cannot say the same thing for all parents, but just by believing in their abilities and focusing on that and building on the abilities of the student, of the child, is just tremendously empowering for them, because when we focus on what they lack or their difficulties, they cannot communicate, they cannot walk,
You're only
they
gonna
cannot,
see the bad
we're
side,
only going to
basically.
be putting them down. But when we focus on their abilities, yes, they can't communicate, but they're amazing in mathematics, they're amazing in so
They'll
many
be rising
things,
up
or
slowly.
any, like in music, any abilities that they may have. They're social, they're positive.
They're passionate.
Exactly, and this is what I hope and I wish that all parents see and help their students and their children grow in them.
So after hearing all of this, may I ask what inspired you to become part of the Ideal program, and what was your intuition from the start?
I've always wanted to work in a field where I have an impact on my community, and being part of this is just ideal. Literally.
As it says.
Just impacting the students, their families,
Their
here the
environment.
community here at NDU has been amazing to see the changes in the students, their peers, the instructors, the staff. Everybody is now more aware, because it's not something that is very common here in Lebanon, and just raising awareness in this small community is setting an example, like I said, for the bigger community. And it spreads, and it's very nice when it spreads. And when we hear other people from outside, yes, we heard about our son, he's in a class, and it's nice to know that the awareness is spreading, and it will help in including them more and more in society.
Of course, anything in general is a challenge. Do you think that this is an easy challenge to accomplish or not?
No challenge is easy, but I think every challenge has the reward in the end when you accomplish and when you fulfill your goal, and it's so rewarding to
I
see
can see
that.
from your face you're very proud of the work that
Yeah,
you're
I'm
doing.
proud of
exactly.
what we do, of the Ideal team, and of all of NDU's support. It's really amazing, and I hope that we get to do it more and more and influence the generations to come.
And if you'd like to advise a child that has some of the disabilities or difficulties in order to learn, what would you say to him?
To believe in themselves, of course, because this confidence that they have, this spark that they have, only shows when they really believe and acquire this belief that they can achieve. No child is just sitting and not doing anything. Every child is
Capable
different
of doing
and
something.
capable in their own way, and they just have to have this push and have this opportunity, whether it's here at Ideal or anywhere they're in, and just also for their parents to encourage this in them and to exactly.
Well, Lama, thank you for being with us on
Thank
the
you
podcast.
for having
It
me.
was nice having you. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll be seeing you on the next one.